Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today what we're going to be doing is just a basic how to fillet a catfish. This catfish here is really not big enough to get any kind of belly meat off of it. So what we're going to do here is just do a basic fillet job and remove the skin from it to where this can come from the river to the table to the frying pan. So let's get started. All right, guys, what you got right here, you got a hard bone. Come in behind it at an angle up toward the top of the head, like that. And what I'm doing here is I got my knife riding on the spine of this fish. Turn your knife and keep your knife kind of a slight angle down on the spine of the fish. The whole time this knife, I'm going to pull my knife out, is touching the top of the rib cage. Don't put enough pressure that you're going to puncture the ribs, but just you're touching the top of the ribs, top of the ribs, top of the ribs, and the spine at the same time. Then what's going to happen is you're going to pass those ribs and you plunge your knife through. Keeping your knife at an angle down toward the spine, you're going to take that fillet off. You can feel it riding against the spine. Now, said for demonstration purposes, this is going to be a little awkward for me, but I flip it up, and right now what I'm doing is trying to peel it off the top of the ribs. I'm trying to pull it back to where you guys can see what I'm doing. Now what I've got is it's off the side of the ribs. Take your knife and you're keeping it on top of the ribs. My fish is trying to slide off the table. All right, there's one fillet. I'm gonna set it aside. I'm gonna flip it over and around for camera purposes and come in the same way right behind that bone I showed you with this fin up right here, like that. Keep the knife turned, go around the fin, staying on the vertebrae, touching the top of the ribs, and now past the ribs, angle the knife down. Slimy, hard to hold on to. And again, take it off the cutting the skin where the skin meets the top of the ribs. There's your other fillet. All right, guys, notice how white these fillets are. Me and Chris, when we put these fish in the boat when we was getting ready to leave, we took and in the gills, cut around in the gills with our knife to to bleed the fish out. And then we filled our live well up with water to rinse it out. So right now what I'm going to do is remove the skin from the fish. So go down with your knife at an angle. When you get close to the skin, turn your knife with the skin and just run it right off. Discard the skin. This one's going to need a little trimming because you can look right here. That's fat. You want to get that off. That'll have a foul taste. And on the other side, still got to clean the fillet up. You got to get this red meat off of here, because guys, if it smells like mud, it's going to taste like mud, and your wife's not going to eat it. So set that one aside for the time being. Let's go ahead and get this other one. I like using these skinning pliers because you can use your fingers here to do it, but this gives you kind of some leverage just to grab a hold, come in at an angle.
Also noticing that back, his left hand is shaking in the back saddle right there, helping him work his knife through the fillet.
But you can look, you leave a lot of that red on the skin, but you got to get that off the meat as well. So a lot of that's just going to be up to how well you want to clean up your fish. If you want to serve this whole like this whole fillet, you definitely want to trim this up. But the way we like to do it is we'll take and I'll cut that bloodline. It's a lateral line what it is. I cut that out of it. And I'll take each section of the fillet and cut it for chunks. And that one there, I'll trim that red meat off of it. You waste a little bit doing that, but guys, you got to get it off it. You're not going to eat it. And this goes in your bucket of water. With that being said, I kind of give you the quick rundown of what you got to do there. I'm not going to go any further into that. You kind of get the gist of the situation. Trying to keep these videos short and sweet. But if you got any questions, just drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. We try to answer every comment. And as always, guys, appreciate you watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video while I'm wiping sweat off my face because it's hot out here. And don't forget to subscribe if you hadn't already. As always, thanks guys, and God bless.